Lyle Lyle The Crocodile is a movie that I went to go see because I do this channel. There's literally no other reason that I would watch a movie like this. This is a movie made for young kids. Not that I have a problem with that. I mean, there's lots of great kids movies. I have a lot of animated movies in my collection. I watch animated movies religiously. So don't really have a problem with that. However, this movie is boring. And I think even kids will find this movie boring because this movie is very repetitive. Um, and I think even kids are going to start to realize, hey, these movies are kind of lame. So this movie has a lot of problems with it that are very strange. I guess we'll start with the easiest one to point out. This is a movie you've seen before. Literally a lot of the movie is very similar to that Clifford the Big Red Dog movie. You got this kid, and he's an outcast, blah 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 blah. Meets this animal that has some kind of special thing to it. Like in Clifford, the dog was big. In this movie, it's a singing crocodile. You've seen it before. It's not special. Um, and the writing is about the same as a movie like that. It's even shot the same way. So this is just a boring looking movie, and it's about on par with that movie. If not, actually, no, I would say this movie is worse than that movie. Um, and I'll get into why in a minute. But yeah, that's kind of the easiest thing to point out. The second thing to point out is the best and worst part of the movie is Javier Bardem's character. Javier Bardem acts like he's in a different movie. He plays the character really well. He's fun, but he leaves early on at the beginning, comes back halfway through, doesn't do much for the rest of the movie. And so you're just thinking, why does he need to be in the movie? I know this is based on a book or something. I don't think that he is going to be. I don't think he. I mean, I don't think he is necessary if he's in the book. Like you don't have to. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't read this book. Okay, but I'm just saying, like it's very awkward and very weird. He doesn't. It's just I don't know. Um, and then like this movie is just like, yeah. Here's the and then so I think where this movie really falters is the structure. I mean, a lot of that is what I just had to say with Javier Bardem's character, and that's why it's worse than Clifford. This movie has terrible structure. We were about 20 minutes in. The kid finds the crocodile. It's about 25, 20, 30 minutes, somewhere in there. Anyways, this kid finds this crocodile, right? And then like 10 minutes later, after meeting the crocodile and a little bit passing in the movie, he goes, haven't you noticed, Mom? My life's been different now that this crocodile's been around. And it's like, what? Like it's been like 10 minutes. Like what are you talking about? See that was kind of the writing level in this movie. A lot of that weird, just like structure to it, where I'm like, well, no, there need to be more happening in the movie. And then the other thing that really annoyed me about this movie, I don't know how much this is gonna annoy other people, but it definitely annoyed me. So when I watched the trailer for this movie, because we work in a movie theater, or I work in a movie theater, and they show like trailers for movies on a little TV by these tables, and I work near them, so I see these trailers a lot. And by God, if they have a song in them, they get stuck in your damn head. Anyways, you see Shawn Mendes is doing the voice, and I'm like, oh, he's doing the voice. And I thought, okay, he's doing the voice, right? No, this character is shy. So every time he does anything, he sings. And here's the problem with the singing. A lot of the singing is just like, just feels like it's lazy in the sense that like, oh, they didn't want to have him talking, so he just sings. Because they knew that because I feel like this is the story here. They wanted to cast Shawn Mendes to do some singing. But they didn't want to cast someone to actually talk and do the voice. So they just said, why doesn't your character just sing everything? And these songs aren't good. They're not memorable. They're not interesting. And you're looking at it going, like, this, like, so the mom finds the crocodile and he starts singing a song, ooh, about baby. And, like, it's clearly a romantic kind of thing. But yet he's singing it. And you're like, no, no, it doesn't make sense. Like, just stuff like that. It's just, this movie is just, this is why it's worse than a Clifford thing. I don't know how much kids are gonna like it because I went into the theater and there were no families in there. There were actually only teenagers who, when I went outside to get my ticket for Terrifier, were actively ripping on the movie, and they were like pointing at the poster and they were like Sean Mendes. And then they went into the movie, and one of them actually stood up in the middle of the courtroom scene at the end and just waved the middle finger. Like, this movie is not attracting families, and I've heard some families kind of enjoy it or something. I don't know. I'm not a family, so I wouldn't fucking know. This movie doesn't matter. I just watched this movie and I go, hey, I get it's for families, but, like, there was just no effort really here. The only effort I really see is Lyle's animation. It's actually very good animation. It looks, and it makes him a very expressive, fun character. But you're watching this movie going, oh, that movie is not good. And I can see why it's kind of flopping right now. And I think we're just at the point where, like, family movies just need to be better. So many animated films bomb and family films bomb right now, and I think it's because we've spent a decade making the most generic animated movies for children's and families, and it's just like now people are sick of it, and so we need to push out of the bubble and make more interesting movies, but we're not doing that. We're making Lye the Crocodile, which is fine if you want to do that, but I don't know. And I thought when I saw a trailer for this thing, I'm like, oh, a Paddington type movie. I don't know if it's going to be as good as Paddington, but this wasn't a Paddington type movie. It was a Clifford the Big Red Dog movie. A kid's movie that you've seen 100 times. Your kid might enjoy, but it is just nothing.